Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, I just want to say I did finish the week with 22 wins and 3 losses for a win rate of 88%, which is, I'm very pleased with that. It's over my 80% goal. In the last couple of weeks, I've been below 80%. So I'm very happy and pleased with that. So also, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in the bio section of social media. Also, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. These take a long time to make, and this is how you learn and understand the process behind it. Now, also when it comes to trading, there is no magic pill. You know, you're not going to find no one that has this magic pill, this magic way of doing things. It's trial and error. Just because it works for some doesn't mean it will work for others, and that's just the way trading is. You need to stick to one process that you find that works for you and stick with it, and it just adjusts so that way you're comfortable with it. Your win rate is up there, you're making good money and stuff like that. You can't just think that you have figured everything out, because when you do, or you think you do, the market just kicks you right in the teeth. So there is no magic pill. So anyone that thinks that anyone that thinks they have some kind of magic pill, a magic strategy, that there is none. I mean, the best of the best even have bad days. So you just gotta stick it out, learn the process. That's why I do these videos, and I stumble all the time, especially on Fridays. And for some reason, I don't know why that is, but this past Friday I did not. So the first time in a long time I did not stumble on a Friday. So I was very, very pleased about that. So you just gotta, adapt, and when you get hit, get up and go back at it again, because everyone doesn't become successful overnight. It just takes time. So with that said, I'll stop rambling and get into Monday's trades now. Also go on Twitter and you can see the timestamps and the calls. That's why I post them every day. Mainly because they're time stamped. I want people to see that I made these calls before the move happened, or at rate as it happened, not 3 hours after the fact, because anyone can say, oh, I called this, and then there's no timestamp. You call it on a voice, there's no timestamp. It's black and white in the Discord room. You could see the timestamp right on the call. That's why I post them every day. So enough with that. SPY was the first play. I had 5 wins and 1 loss, and they were all SPY. Well, actually, no, I had BA in there somewhere. Yeah, BA. Okay, so Friday, I was looking at the double top right here at the 446 area. So I was already looking at a negative bearish mentality going into Monday. So I did grab the puts underneath the 443.50 area. I had 443 puts at 83 cents, and they went to 96 cents, and it quickly changed. It did not break through this area right here, the pre-market wick right there at 43.27. It did not break that. Instead, it started to bounce, got out. I mean, it's only 13 cents win, but sometimes the market is very choppy. I mean, look at Friday. I mean, you just in a small range, and you just got to take what the market gives you. You can't sit there and daydream and think you're going to get a 500% or 1,000% winner every trade, every day. It's not happening. You got to be realistic. The market will keep you humble, and it will only give you what it wants to give you. And it didn't drop like I thought it would, because, we just had these big runs, this big gap up, and I thought for sure we were going to at least pull back to the 441, 440 area, but it didn't. It just dropped a little, and then it took off. But I quickly changed sides right away because I had the puts at open. Then I changed and got the 445 calls at 70 cents at 943. So you can see how I got out. It's like, okay, this thing's gonna pop, and I just switched sides quickly. So a good thing I did, because the 445 calls I got at 70 cents ended up going to $2.13, which was a 200% move. Then I ended up grabbing BA. Now BA, I was watching for a reversal because it had last week. It had a big dark pool of like 30 million, 25 million. So I thought, okay, the BA is actually gonna run. So I grabbed BA at what time? Noontime, 12 o'clock. Now BA dropped at open, it just chopped down here, and I got it right at 12, which was right here, right when it broke out over here. I got the 220 calls at $1.50, and they went from $1.50 to $1.96 in that little push. So I'm trying to get closer at the money. A little more expensive, I know. So I try to stay underneath $1, but the options on Mondays are just so far out of the money that even if you did get a couple dollar move, you're not going to get any movement on the options. So you just gotta deal with it. Then let's see, I grabbed SPX at 1 o'clock. So I don't chart SPX. If you don't know why, it's because there's no VWAP on SPX. And you need to know what VWAP is, especially when you're trading SPY. So at 1 o'clock, right? Here. No? 1 o'clock. 101. Right here is where I got it. I got the SPX calls 44.85 at 220. I got this little push right there. Then went from 220 to 285. Now the thing I like to do with SPX, yeah, once in a while you get a massive home run, but if you play SPX all the time and you wait for that massive home run, you're not gonna. You might get lucky and get it once, but out of all the losses trying to get that big run, it's not gonna be worth it. So I always tell the room and others, focus on 50 cents to $1 and just play that. And I know that you may miss a big run, or you can just size down or whatever. That's up to you. But 220 to 285, you got the 50 cent run, so you get it and get out, and that's what I ended up doing. Then I ended up grabbing them again, 44.85 calls at 253, which is right here. It was making it like it was a symmetrical triangle right here. It broke out right in here. I grabbed it, 44.85 calls at 225, and they went to let's see, 420. So it's a nice little push right there, almost a $2 move, not quite. It's like $1.95, just in this little push right here. That's how fast SPX is. This little push right here. Not much on SPX. I mean, on SPY, it's like a 30-40 cent push. SPX, that's just massive. So that's why I like trading SPX. You stick to that. 50 cents to $1 and you'll do good. You'll get 90% of them right if you time it right. Then I had SPX at the last end of the day, my first loss for the week, and I kind of stumbled on this one. So I grabbed it at 335, which is right here. Now, what I was thinking was, got the little push here, got rejected. It was a fake breakout. Came back within where it broke out. I thought, but sure, okay. It rejected harshly, came back down, and we were going to dump to at least the full 46.50 area, if not down to $46. So 446. So didn't happen. It dropped and it popped back up. I ended up taking a loss on that, so didn't quite work out. Now on Tuesday, yeah, I remember this one. Tuesday I had Walmart right at open. Now Walmart had, I don't remember what happened on Walmart this day. If they had news or an upgrade. I think it was an upgrade. I don't quite remember. But Walmart's one of those stocks, every time it pops, it pulls back, it pops, it pulls back, pulls back. I mean, every time it pops, it pulls back. And So I was looking at that and I was like, okay, if it gets, I even said in the trade ideas room, I think, we look at the 19. No, I did not call it ahead of time on the 19th. It was just one of those spontaneous things I ended up grabbing because I ended up saying that the 19th, Disney calls over 172, Roku calls over 348, and Spy calls over 350. And I just was looking at Walmart in the corner of my eye, and I just spontaneously decided to grab it. So I grabbed the 144 puts at 85 cents at 936. Right when it popped up and came back down, right when it broke below this area right here, the 144.40, that's where I ended up grabbing it. And they went from 85 cents to $1.06. Not much of a big move, but I really thought it was going to fill the gap, and it didn't actually. It kept going over the rest of the week. But yeah, then I took SPY. Let's see, the 19th. I took SPY puts at 9:45 on the 19th. 9:45. I think it was right here. Had the same mentality as I had on Monday. Came back down, broke below. Thought we were gonna dump. It didn't. It popped. So I had the 448 puts, and it had it $1.20, and I got stopped out at 80 cents. So small loss, nothing big. And then I made it back at the end of the day. No big deal. I got the SPX calls at 315, which is right here, right at the breakout. I remember this one. I got the 40, 45, 35 calls at 290, and they went to 360. Got that 70-cent move like I always like to try to target, and it just didn't give you much more than that, and it just dropped and came back up. So you just focus on the on this 50 cents to $1 with SPX, and it wins a lot more than it loses. So, but if, like I said, if you try to hold for that massive win, you would have lost a few already, and being $2 plus per contract, you're gonna lose more than you gain holding for that big winner. So and then I had swung BA. I just had the mentality that it was gonna take off. I swung BA. I remember this because this kind of annoyed the hell out of me. I swung BA. I got at BA calls. Which calls did I get? I have to look at Wednesday's things. I had the 220 calls at 140. But I got them at 1054, which is right here. And I think I even had I don't know if I even sold any on that little pop. Let me see. No, I didn't. Little pop right there, came back down, and it stayed within a bear flag. So I said, okay, all the dark pool coming in, that it's going to hopefully pop, and it's in a bear channel. So I was leery of that. So then on Wednesday, it broke below the channel from the previous day. And I got out and I took a loss, and then it popped, and it just had a massive rebound, and they ended up turning green. And I don't know where they ended up at the end of the day, but I know that I was pretty annoyed with that. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. Then I ended up taking Twitter puts, 94 cents on the 20th, which is, let me see the date right here. Okay, I took puts at 953 right here, right when it broke down, broke down below the opening range candle right here. That's where I ended up grabbing them. Grabbed the 66 puts at 94 cents. And they went to 110. Not a big move. They didn't have that monster push. They had news about something. Not quite sure what it was. Was it the pins thing? PayPal buying pins? Or interested in buying pins? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That's why that did that. Twitter just went with pins for a little bit, for a little joyride. I probably should have grabbed that, but you just never know. Especially when you have a $3 run on Twitter in a single candle. That just doesn't normally happen. So I wasn't going to step in front of that truck. Then I had SPX calls. This is expiration day on Wednesday, so grab this. And SPX calls at 10:12. I got it right here. It popped back up, pulled back, bounced off the VWAP. And I was hesitant about grabbing it here, but I was like, okay, whatever. Once in a while, SPY has these days where it's so strong that it will have one red candle to lure in shorts to make it look like it's weak. Then it will pop, have a red candle, make it look like it's exhausted, and pop again. It does it all the time. It did it here, but this is kind of a weak day. But you know, it's done it in the past to make it look like it's exhausted, but it's not. So I decided, oh, screw it, what the hell, I'll grab it. So I ended up grabbing the 445 calls at $1.80, and they went from $1.80 to $3.95, and that push right there, that was a nice strong push. Then I ended up grabbing puts at, let's see, 11.29. Is this right here? No. 11.29. 11.29. Right here somewhere. I got it. I got the 45.25 puts at 220. And then went from 220 to 275. It was right here when it broke below this area. I should have grabbed it right here, but I didn't. I think I was just holding and waiting. And it came back up, and this is where I ended up grabbing it right in here. And they went from 220 to 275. 50-cent move right there. Just that little push right there. I got it, got out. And then I ended up grabbing let's see, 40 calls at 308. Right here. This breakout right in here. 308. No, 308. 308. Did I get it on that bounce right there? I think I did. I think that's exactly where I got it. Let me just blow it up. Oh, I hate this 1 minute chart. Is this the 20th? Okay, let's blow this up. 308. Where are you? Oh yeah, I got a bounce off VWAP right there. That's where I ended up grabbing it right there. The bounce off VWAP. No, 308. 308. Yeah, it was right off the. Oh, I got it off the 200. No, 308. Where the hell did I get it? I got the right day, first of all. Let me blow it up more. My eyes are. 308. I got it right here. I must have got it right in here. Yeah, I got it right here. This little breakout right there. Okay, this makes sense now. Right here where it broke out. Right, is right where I got it. Got the 45-40 calls. For some reason I just couldn't get the time right. Right in here is where I grabbed it. I got the 45-40 calls at $1.70, and then went from $1.70 to $2, and then get the 50% move, but in and out. Take what the market gives you. Then let me get back to 10 minutes because I don't look at the 1 minute. I just needed to bring it down so you could actually see. Then I ended up getting the puts. The 45-35 puts at 210 right after when it broke down below after right here. Because I did get this little bounce right here, then it quickly rejected, and that's just where I ended up grabbing the 45-35 puts at 210. They went to 510, so that was a $3 move right there, and I could have got that move too, but SPY at the end of the day has been dumping usually, and this week it's been kind of pushing a little bit. Pushed on Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday, kind of flat to push, so not a major push, just enough to get people on the short side and pop it on them. So yeah, so I had 5 wins, 1 loss on Wednesday. So not too bad. Starts are looking pretty good so far. Then on Thursday, I had SPY calls. Blow this. Get this down. This is too in your face. I had SPY calls at 9:50. I had the 4:52. Now, what did they say in the room on the 21st? Tesla puts under 850. Netflix puts under 621. Neither one I don't think hit. Then SPY started to come down. Then it popped back up. I was actually going to look at SPY puts right here. I even sit in the room. SPY puts under 350. Under 451, and it never got there. So it started to drop right here. So I was looking to see if it would break this area right here. I would grab it, but it didn't. Then it turned around and it broke above the opening range candle, and that's where I ended up grabbing the 452 calls at $1.25, and then went to $1.62 in that push. So not much of a push. The SPY calls just don't move nearly as much as SPX, and this being what day is the 21st? Thursday, non-expiration day. You can play SPX, but you're going to pay $5 to $10 if you want to play close to at the money, and if it goes against you, you're going to lose 50% of that in a blink. So I don't like trading them on non-expiration days because of that, so I stick to SPY. Then I had Facebook calls. Let's see, right here. At Facebook call, I gotta get out of this area right here, so this is not. There we go. I had Facebook calls at 10:09, which is right here. Actually, yeah, I got it right here. Thinking it was gonna break right there. It pulled back just a little bit, then it did pop. The 445 calls at $1.20, and they went to $1.60 right there. So a nice little 40-cent move on Facebook. It did break out. I was expecting a nice strong move, but it just it didn't. I even said in the room, in the Trade Ideas room, for Facebook calls were 341, and that was at what time was that? It's not gonna let me show the time. 9:59. So yeah, I put it in the Trade Ideas room 10 minutes before I actually took it. So had plenty of time to look at it, make your own decision if you wanted to take it or not. So they did end up popping. Now Tesla did end up dropping, but let me just look at where I got Tesla, because I said in the room under 850, but obviously Tesla took off. Yeah, because I was looking at it down here under 850. Obviously, it took off. Now, one of the things I was looking at, I did kind of look at it right here, but it was moving. The slash line is VWAP. It came back down and it popped again. Then it just started to have this little histogram started curling down, going bearish a little bit. So I was watching that. Then I was also looking at how far VWAP was away, how far the 20 average, the 20 EMA was. When the price gets so far away from the moving averages like this, they either drop or they chop to bring the moving averages to it. And I grabbed Tesla 1116, which is right here. Got this little drop, then went from 208 to 335, so a nice dollar plus move on that. That was timed perfectly. I was unsure if I wanted to take this because Tesla just has a monster move when it wants to, but it's also gone up $50 from $850 pre-market to $900 before I got it. So I was like, that's a $50 move, and it's so far away from the moving averages, and it started to come down a little bit, so I did catch it before it actually initially dropped. So that definitely was a nice play. Then on Friday, I had a good day on Friday. First time on a Friday, I had a flawless day. Now, I did manage to grab SPY overnight. I grabbed, let's see, SPY 453 puts at $1.09 at 3 where are you? 315, 314, which is right here at the double top right there. It popped on me, it dropped, and this is when all the snap came out and just destroyed a lot of stocks. So like Roku, Twitter, Pins, Facebook. It didn't have any much of an impact on Disney, which was surprising, or Netflix. But yeah, they had this massive. I did have the puts right here, and I held them, and it popped, and I just forgot about them, to be honest. I mean, I just forgot about them because I wasn't worried about me losing or them going to zero, because it's expiration day. I'll make it back in a heartbeat, and I did, and a lot more. And they actually, because Powell was here, I look at it from the point of view, Powell stocks at all-time high, and you have Powell talking a VIX below 15, it's gonna dump. I mean, 1 + 1 + 1 = 3, and to me, it just seemed like it was gonna dump, and to me, it did. So you gotta pay attention to VIX. When VIX is low like that, it's a coiled spring. It's like a coiled spring. The more you compress it, the more it wants to violently bounce. It does not like being under 15. Yeah, back a few years ago, before COVID, seeing VIX down to 12 or 11 was the extreme bottom. But lately, under 20 was it for a while. Now it's under 15, and it's going to be the 15 number until it gets back to the 11 to 12. It does not like going under 10. If I ever see it under 10, that's when I'm going to really go heavy into VIX calls, because it does not stay like that. I mean, I'll even show you. Go to the daily. I'll actually go to the weekly. Okay, VIX is down here on Friday. And it's the last time it got down here was right here in June. Didn't quite get below under 15 right there, but it got close. So it's only gets under the 16, under the 1550 area a few times in the last year. And each time had a violent little pop. And this acts like a heart monitor. It gets low, it pops. You buy it when it's cheap, and you sell it when it's high. Now back down here, 12 was the magic number. Then we had COVID. This is the COVID Volmageddon, you want to call it. They called it. So this is where I have my little thing right here if it ever gets under 13 to really notify me. But I always watch it every day. But once in a while, I space out and forget about it. So yeah. Let me get back to SPY. So you had Powell, and like I said, I totally forgot I had that, and I wasn't worried about it because I had SPX anyway. So, but the first play of the day was minus the swing overnight was Facebook calls. Right at open, I had the 332.50 calls at $1.39. You had this big dump from Snap earnings. It wrecked a lot of stocks, and it came back up. And I thought for sure it was going to just take off and fill the gap. It did. It popped and it dropped. It popped. I grabbed the 332.50 calls at $1.39. They went from $1.39 to $1.54. Did it quickly reverse. So that's when it started to drop. That's when I changed sides really quickly, like I did SPY early in the week. I had a bullish bias on Facebook. I quickly changed that. I got the 322.50 puts at $1.32, right when it broke down right here below the 325.90 area. And they went from $1.32 to $2.82. So nice $1.50 move on that $1.60 move right there. $1.50 move. That little drop right there. Then I ended up grabbing Roku. Roku to me just, I mean, I get why Facebook, Twitter, and Pins, they're all online-based companies, and they make their revenue through online. Roku has an actual product. So when it dumped like this, I was just like, it's a given. So it dumped, and I had this line here from previous. You can see on the hourly, it's been respecting the 315 line, support, resistance, and it just stayed above it. Then it came back down and it got to this 315 area, and I saw it starting to wick up, and that's when I ended up grabbing the Roku 320 calls at $1.60, and they went from $1.60 to $6.65. So it had a nice monster bounce. So on Roku, to me that just seemed like a given. I still think Roku is going to have a strong week this week, and I think a lot of the stocks that got clobbered last week, like Snap and Twitter and Pins, they're going to end up having a rebound this week, hopefully. We'll have to watch it. Then I had SPX puts. Oh, why did I do that? I just said that I didn't do that, and I just did it. Okay, I had 445 puts at 1036 at $2.40, right here. Now, popped up, quickly got rejected. Powell was at 11, and this was at what, 1020, 1030, 1036. Had this big candle right here. I put even after I jumped in it, because all the Fridays plays a lottos, because it's expiration day. A theater can just wreck them if they chop even a little bit. But I put chasing because it had this monster candle, and I said, screw it, I'm chasing it. So I chased it, and they went from $2.40 to $5.30. So a nice little 100% move on that. I had a lot of 100%ers. I had 4 plays that were 100% more on Friday, so Friday was a good day. But yeah, they went from $2.40 to $5.30. Then I ended up grabbing them again, but I grabbed the 440 puts at 10.15. Power was right here, it popped, and it got right here. Right here is where I grabbed it, I think. Yeah, right in here is where I grabbed it. And I grabbed the 4540 puts at 250, and they went from 250 to $18 right there. So that was a nice 600% move right there. That was a nice move. I really liked that one. That was a clean move. I'm sure we're going to get another one like that. We got FOMC coming up on November 3rd. And I think they're going to mention something about tapering. This is what caused that tapering and inflation and stuff like that. So to me, to be quite honest with you, I think they're just going to keep threatening tapering until Powell gets his second term. I think that everything is going to be hinged on that. He doesn't want to taper and clobber the market now when he's getting ready to get reelected, or not reelected, reappointed, or get his second term, however they do it at the Fed. He's going to want to secure his second term, so he's going to wait to taper after he secures his second term. Then he's going to taper. That's my opinion. That's what I think. He's just going to keep threatening it to condition the market, so when it does happen, it won't dump nearly as much. But it's still going to dump. There's still going to be panic, but might not be as much. Then the last play of the day was at 237, which was 4550 puts, which is right here. 237 right here, chopped, came below right here, so I grabbed it. They went from 250 to 826, so that was a nice little push right there. They were at the money, and they can see how they moved quite a bit just at the money. So yeah, then he had no, that wasn't, I didn't get that right there. At the wrong time. It's right here where I grabbed it. 230, 237. Yeah, right here. Okay, this makes sense right here. You gotta excuse me. I have trouble with the time and the military time on here, so I just have a brain fart. Yeah, I got it right here. 237, which would be 1440. Got it right here. Must have got it in this candle. Yeah, I got it in this candle. The rejection of previous day's close, and that's where it came down. That's where it went from 250 to 860 right there. Not there. Here. Right there. Then after that, I called it a day. I was like, I'm 7-0, and when this had this monster dump, I got out of my 453 puts that I had, that I pretty much considered a loss at that point in time, but they actually turned green, and they turned quite green. They went from $1.09 to $2.14, so that was a 100% move right there when I considered them a loss. So That just did really, really well. So that's why sometimes you just get it, like, with the lotto plays. I play lottos in a really weird way. I'm not afraid to let them go to zero. And if they go to zero, who cares? I'll make it up on the next play. I'll go in heavier. I'll get something that moves better. I'll be more patient. I'm not worried about things going to zero and stuff like that. I'll adjust size and adjust accordingly. So that's how I play and that's how I do things. So yeah, and I could have got, this little pop and this little drop right here, but I'm 7-0 for the day. 7 great calls, 5 of them, 4 of them over 100%. I was like, Fridays I've stumbled on. I've been doing bad the last few Fridays. I had a 7-0 day on Friday, great Friday. I'm not gonna screw it up trying to catch something end of day or making another stupid play and leave it on a high note. And that's what I ended up doing. So I was like, okay, I'm done. So called it a day. Good week, a good day. So hopefully this video has helped you understand what I was doing, and sorry if I ranted, went off topic a couple times, but yeah, that's just how it is. And hope to see you in the room, and thank you for watching.